Thinking about not eating for 3 days to reset your health? If you are over 60, pause. Skipping food that long can drop your blood pressure, swing your blood sugar, and send you to the floor on a midnight bathroom trip. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports that falls are the leading cause of injury for older adults. And sleep-deprived, dizzy fasting makes falls more likely. Here is my story. I tried a 72-hour fast. I tracked the changes, the good and the risky, and what I wish I had known. In this countdown, you will learn 7 lessons for safer choices. This video is educational and not medical advice. Always talk with your healthcare provider. After 60, your body handles stress differently. Muscle mass declines, a process called sarcopenia. So every day without protein can cost strength. Your kidneys lose reserve, so dehydration and salt loss hit harder. Your baroreflex, the pressure sensor that keeps you steady when you stand, reacts more slowly. That means fasting-related dizziness can flip into a fall. Medicines add another layer. Diabetes drugs, insulin, and sulfonylureas can push blood sugar too low without food. Blood pressure pills may overshoot when you are light on fluids. The National Institute on Aging explains that older adults are more vulnerable to dehydration, low blood pressure, and medication side effects, especially during illness or diet changes. Fasting may have benefits for some people, yet the risks climb with age. The goal of this video is not to scare you. It is to help you protect your independence while you explore nutrition changes with real-world guardrails. Welcome to a channel built for adults 60 plus and for caregivers who want simple, science-based steps. If you value clear guidance that protects your strength, balance, and brain, tap like and subscribe. Tell me your country in the comments so I can tailor examples to your foods and clinic systems. Now let's count down the 7 lessons I learned from a 3-day fast, from helpful to most important, so you can decide what is right for you. Habit number 7, jumping into a 72-hour fast without a safety plan. Here is how I started. I just stopped eating after dinner and told myself I would wait 3 days. No plan, no check-in with my doctor. Within 24 hours, I felt lightheaded standing up. My mistake was treating a long fast like a casual skip of breakfast. For older adults, the stakes are higher. The National Institute on Aging notes that age brings lower thirst, slower kidney response, and more medicines that can shift blood pressure and sugar. The mechanism is simple. Without incoming calories, your body burns stored glycogen and dumps water and salt along with it. Blood volume drops. Stand up fast, and your brain sees less blood for a moment. That is the dizzy head rush called orthostatic hypotension. Short-term, you feel wobbly, chilled, and tired. Long-term, a fall or a near faint can mean a hospital visit, and muscle loss can follow in days if you cut protein too hard. Do this before you even consider a fast. Ask your clinician if it is safe with your conditions and medications. Get a baseline plan that includes when to stop if symptoms appear. Set a strict rule to sit and hydrate at the first sign of dizziness. Keep a simple log of weight, blood pressure, and how many times you get up at night. Up next is the mistake I made on day 1 that made dizziness worse and sent me hunting for salt. Habit number 6. Forgetting electrolytes while chasing hydration, I drank water, a lot of it, and still felt weak. Here is why. When you empty glycogen, your kidneys excrete more sodium and water. That flush pulls potassium and magnesium along. The National Kidney Foundation explains that older kidneys have less reserve and handle fluid and electrolytes less precisely. So swings are bigger. The mechanism is clear. Low sodium and low blood volume lower blood pressure. Low potassium and magnesium can trigger cramps and palpitations. Add a diuretic pill and the effect can double. Short-term, you get headaches, brain fog, and heavy legs. Long-term, serious imbalances can affect heart rhythm and land you in the emergency department. Tonight, You can do this instead. If your clinician says fasting is safe, plan deliberate electrolyte intake. Use a simple homemade mix with water, a pinch of salt, and a squeeze of lemon, or choose a low-sugar electrolyte drink that lists sodium and potassium. Sip through the day rather than chug. Weigh yourself in the morning to watch for rapid fluid loss. If you feel weak or your heart flutters, stop and call your clinician. Coming up is the habit that causes the scariest stories during fasts, especially for people living with diabetes. Habit number 5, fasting while on glucose-lowering or blood pressure meds. On day 2, my energy dipped hard mid-morning. I am not on diabetes medicines, but if I were, that crash could have been dangerous. According to the American Diabetes Association in 2022, people using insulin or sulfonylureas face a high risk of hypoglycemia during fasting and should only fast with medical supervision and a medication plan. Here is the mechanism. Insulin and some pills still lower blood sugar even when no food is coming in. Add a long fast and glucose can drop quickly, causing shakiness, sweating, confusion, or blackouts. Blood pressure medicines can also push your pressure too low when you are dehydrated. Short term, you may feel off and think a quick nap will fix it. That is the moment many older adults stand, stumble, and fall. Longer term, repeated lows harm confidence and brain function. Plan safer steps. If you use glucose-lowering medication, do not attempt a long fast without a personalized plan from your diabetes team. Ask how to monitor with a meter or a continuous sensor and when to treat a low. Keep fast-acting glucose at your bedside. If you take blood pressure pills, ask whether dosing or timing should change. If you live alone, set a morning check-in call. Up next is a mistake many make to push through fatigue that actually steals sleep and dries you out. Habit number 4, using caffeine and long workouts to power through. By day 2, I reached for more coffee and decided to walk extra laps to distract myself. It backfired. Caffeine blocks adenosine, a chemical that builds sleep pressure, and it increases fluid loss. Long workouts without fuel raise stress hormones and can make you lightheaded. The National Institutes of Health has long noted that caffeine's half-life extends in older adults, so late doses linger and disturb sleep. The mechanism is predictable. You feel wired, fall asleep later, and wake more during the night to urinate, which adds fall risk in the dark. Short term, you get jittery and more hungry. Long term, you end the fast sleep, deprived, dehydrated, and sore. Try a gentler approach. Keep caffeine earlier in the day and cut it off at least 8 hours before bedtime. Choose light movements such as easy walks, simple mobility work, or brief resistance exercises that maintain muscle signals without draining you. Lie down slowly when you feel dizzy and elevate your legs. Place night lights on the bathroom path and keep floors clear. Next is the one that brought the biggest scare when I stood up quickly at 3 a.m. and grabbed the doorframe. Habit number 3, standing too fast and risking night. Time falls the first night I slept lightly, woke to pee, and stood up quickly. The room tilted. That is orthostatic hypotension. Your blood pressure drops on standing, and your brain takes a moment to catch up. Aging slows that reflex, and fasting reduces blood volume, so the dip is steeper. The American Heart Association describes orthostatic hypotension as a common cause of dizziness and falls in older adults, and dehydration worsens it. Short term, the danger is clear. You can faint or fall. Long term, you may fear walking at night and cut back activity during the day, which weakens your legs and increases future fall risk. Protect yourself tonight. Sit on the edge of the bed for 1 minute before standing. Pump your calves and ankles to push blood back to the heart. Use a stable bedside lamp you can reach while seated. Keep footwear with good grip next to the bed. If you ever faint, call your clinician to review medicines and hydration. Coming up is the mistake that hurt my stomach and spiked my heart rate the moment I started eating again. Habit number 2, breaking the fast the wrong way. After 72 hours, I ate a large, rich meal. Within minutes, my heart raced and my belly cramped. Here is what happened. During fasting, your insulin drops and your gut slows. A sudden big meal, especially high in refined carbs, triggers a sharp insulin surge and shifts electrolytes like phosphate into cells. Clinical nutrition and national guidelines on refeeding caution that vulnerable adults can develop refeeding problems, including low phosphate, fluid overload, and heart rhythm issues when they restart eating too quickly. Short term, you can feel bloated, nauseated, or lightheaded. Long term, in frail adults, severe refeeding problems can be dangerous. Ease back in. Start with a small bowl of warm broth or a simple vegetable soup. After a few hours, add a portion of easy protein such as eggs, yogurt, or soft fish, and a small serving of cooked vegetables. Sip electrolytes in water, not just plain water. Chew slowly and stop before you feel full. If you use insulin or pills that lower sugar, follow the plan your diabetes team gave you for the refeed day. Up next is the most important lesson I learned, because it affects strength, balance, and independence for the rest of your life. Habit number 1, ignoring muscle and protein needs after 60. The biggest cost of a long fast after 60 is lean mass. Muscle is your mobility bank, your glucose sponge, and your fall prevention armor. Each day without protein nudges that balance the wrong way. The National Institute on Aging and many geriatric societies emphasize protein and resistance exercise as core tools against sarcopenia. The mechanism is simple. Without amino acids coming in, your body breaks down muscle to keep critical systems running. Older muscle also responds less strongly to small protein doses, so you need a clear plan to protect it. Short term, you feel weaker and slower to rise from chairs. Long term, repeated long fasts without a strengthening plan can reduce bone protective muscle, worsen balance, and slow recovery after illness. Here is the safest path forward. If you are curious about fasting, talk with your clinician about shorter eating windows, such as 12 hours on and 12 hours off, rather than multi-day fasts. Aim to meet a protein target spread across meals on eating days, and include simple resistance moves like sit-to-stands, wall push-ups, and light band rows. Schedule a medication review to catch drugs that complicate fasting. If you have unintentional weight loss, low appetite, or a recent hospital stay, ask for a malnutrition screen before you try any fast. Your strength is worth protecting. You saw why starting a 3-day fast without a safety plan is risky after 60. You learned that electrolytes matter as much as water when glycogen drops. You heard how fasting while on glucose-lowering or blood pressure medicines can turn dangerous without a plan. You discovered that extra caffeine and long workouts make sleep and hydration worse. You practiced slow standing and smart night lighting to cut fall risk. You learned to break a fast gently to avoid stomach shocks and refeeding trouble. You finished with the most important point of all, that muscle is your mobility bank and needs steady protein and strength work. Which one surprised you most? Tell me in the comments and share your country so I can tailor future videos. If this helped, tap like and subscribe for weekly steps that protect your sleep, your balance, and your independence.